All right, guys, I recently got into Zwift. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's basically an online training program for cyclists. And here where I live, there's snow on the ground and it's freezing ass cold outside. So if I want to do a little bit more of this is a Crux cast out IPA, by the way. It's a 7.6% 60 IBU IPA and it's fantastic. Yeah, I'm doing a video about training on my bike while drinking a beer behind a couple beer signs. Shaken. Anyways, my point is, there are some guys that I know that are hardcore, and they spend a ton of money on trainers and setup and all kinds of stuff. But I'm a cheap ass, and I didn't want to do it that way. I wanted to see what I had available and how I could make it easy and manageable without spending a crap load of money. So Zwift itself is about $10 a month, and so for the price, it's really, really good. But let me walk you through my setup. And this is a cheap guy setup. So first and foremost, gotta have a bike. So I had that already, which is good. And I actually also have the trainer. Thankfully, the trainer that I've got is just it's a magnetic fluid trainer. So it's a little. I wouldn't say it's cheap, but it's less expensive. There are trainers out there you can spend hundreds of dollars on, and this one you just put the bike in like a normal trainer that you're thinking of. So this is the giant Cyclotron Mag. And this is actually, when you get Zwift, this is one of the trainers that you can actually select to be able to help them estimate wattage and things like that you need to do on Zwift. But so I've got that. I had the bike. I had this, and I actually what you need after that is a speed and cadence sensor, so that Zwift can pick up your speed and your cadence and calculate your wattage, and that's what gives you high speeds or low speeds or whatever. And I initially tried a Garmin Ant Plus based speed and cadence sensor, which worked great. But the problem was my setup here, the way that I'm going to do it, and I'll show you in a minute, I needed a Bluetooth capability. And the Garmin didn't have Bluetooth capability. It was only Ant Plus. So it would have been more expensive for me to do the Ant Plus in terms of having my laptop out here and getting a dongle and a long cable and those types of things. But the way that I've set it up here, I think is probably the cheapest way that you could probably do it. If you've got an iPad mini hanging around, or you've got a smartphone that does Bluetooth. So let me walk you through it. So bike, Cervelo RS, a little old. It's probably 2009. It's 2017 now. So and I've got the giant Cyclotron Mag trainer right there. And what I ended up going with to get this setup going was a Wahoo speed and cadence sensor, and there it is right there. Super easy to set up, super easy to put on. Speed sensor sits on the rear hub, even though it's a little wonky back there. That's okay. They say that that's not a big deal, and I haven't noticed any issue at all. And then the other one is on crank arm. So you can see there's the other one right there. So with those two things combined, I can then use my iPad mini. And this is the greatest thing about the setup, is it's super small, super compact. This is a tripod that I bought. I'll post up links to all the stuff that I bought, so if you guys want to do the same exact thing, you can. But I had the iPad mini kind of laying around, and I've got the iPhone 6 Plus now, and this thing kind of went away when I got the 6 Plus. I found that I used my phone more, so this thing was kind of sitting around gathering dust. So I figured if I could figure out how to use this now with Zwift's new iOS, then that would be the best way to go. Going back to the Garmin versus the Wahoo does Ant Plus and Bluetooth, and of course this only does Bluetooth. So the ability of me having the Bluetooth capability was huge. So I swapped out the Garmin returned it. Thank you, REI. And put in the Wahoo, and the Wahoo's been great. It's been just as accurate. It's been just as easy to set up. So if you're looking at Wahoo versus Garmin speed and cadence sensors, you can't really go wrong with both. In my opinion, if you're going to pick one versus the other, you might as well go with the Wahoo because it does Bluetooth and ANT. So the tripod I use for filming and some other stuff, and I just so happened to obviously mentioned have the iPad mini laying around, and then I just went online and I bought this iPad mount for like 12 bucks or something like that. And what this allows me to do is sync up my, I'm gonna hit my code while you guys aren't looking. I don't want anybody to break into my iPad. I've got my Zwift iOS. Click on that. And basically, I've got my Wahoo speed and cadence sensor, Bluetooth to my iPad, and with all that information, that's all I need to be able to do my riding. So I'm ready to go. I'm just gonna watch. And I can plug in headphones and stuff like that if I want to, but at the end of the day, I'm looking behind me. I got a lot of crap in my garage. This is ridiculous. We're moving. That's why all those boxes are there. That's not normally there. It's not normally this messy. Not that it matters, but anyways, that's my Zwift setup. Bike is the bike. Any road bike will do. So I won't talk about that. The Giant trainer is probably, I think I paid about $150 for it or so, quite a few years ago. So you can probably get them a lot cheaper now. The tripod is less than $100. The iPad mount is less than $15, I think. The iPad mini you could probably get. This is like I think it's one of the first generation. So, and this is just like a 16 gig. It's super small. You can get one of those pretty cheap too. So all told, the Wahoo speed and cadence sensor I think is maybe $70. Again, I'll post up links of all the crap that I bought to get this going. I don't know if you can get this trainer anymore, but I'll do the best I can to find it. And really all told, if you take the bike out of it and the iPad, because if you've got an iPhone, or I believe an Android now also, they also have a app for the Android. If you already have that in place, obviously your screen would be smaller, but what you really got is 112, maybe, I think it's maybe 180, plus, so you're looking at basically $300 to have a really fantastic training system. I hate the trainer, can't stand the trainer. And 30-45 minutes goes by so fast on this that it makes it worth the $10 per month to be able to do it. You can post it up to Strava if that's your thing, and have those rides automatically upload. But Zwift is fantastic. It's really, really nice. And then this is basically about as cheap as it gets. You can go bonkers and go nuts, but I'm thinking $300-ish if you have a bike and a smartphone or an iPad mini, you're good to go. So on the cheap, that's me in my garage drinking beer and talking about riding my bike more. I probably should. Anyways, cheers.